Actually, I want to mention something about this. I don't know if you guys realize, but actually, video games are always very much skewed in our favor. It's always like very in favor of the player and not like the NPC or I mean the
I would agree
AI.
with you on that, but yeah, go on.
Because the thing is, even in tough games,
Mm-hmm.
there's always one thing that comes back when it comes to AI, enemies, bosses, whatever. It's patterns, right?
Precisely,
They
yeah.
always have patterns.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how difficult it may be to actually time, your evasive movements against them, or like your counterattacks, or
I
even
have something
being
to say
able
about
to
that,
attack
but
them.
go on.
But it's always skewed in the favor of the player.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge stealth game fan, obviously.
So are you, and I think I play stealth games through Assassin's Creed, but you guys are more stealth game
Well,
fans.
Assassin's Creed is part stealth, but it's kind of more of a mishmash of
True. You're right.
Different
genres.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of more of a like a modern time
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
game where like all games are RPGs now, right?
Pretty much.
All of them have
RPG
experience,
mechanics,
RPG mechanics where you have
Leveling up
progression,
and weapons, and
exactly.
armor, yeah.
So you level up, you farm, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Anyway, going back to stealth, actually, I'm a huge stealth fan.
Mhm.
So I've been studying those so damn bad because I plan on making a stealth game at some point.
Hey.
in the
Look
future.
out for that.
I mean, I'm still a student though, so I'm not working on anything.
Look out for that. Ignore what he's saying. Look out for that.
When it comes to stealth games, actually, you look at the classics like Deus Ex, the original one.
Mhm.
You have Thief, Metal Gear Solid 1, obviously.
Mhm.
There's Tenchu.
Arkham games.
The Arkham games.
Yeah. I was just talking about the original one.
Yeah, my bad.
There's the class of '98. Like
Yeah.
they are those are like
Yeah. No.
the game. Anyway, but for those games there, people are able to do perfect runs nowadays, right?
Mhm.
Actually for any games, there's always people being able to do like perfect runs. And the thing is, if you didn't have actually predictable patterns in some ways,
Mhm.
it would be impossible for players.
Mhm.
And there's this notion of like people talking about realism all the time, in
Mhm.
video games.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is that they don't enjoy realism. What
Okay.
they enjoy is feeling like they've done it themselves.
Mhm.
And that's kind of like one of those magic tricks that designers have to really put at the forefront, right?
Mhm.
I mean, not put at the forefront, but more so like put emphasis on. When it comes to like making a game, it is to make the player feel like they've done it
Yeah.
themselves.
Yep.
It's like how level design wise,
Mhm.
how do you know that you're supposed to go there in, let's say, a linear game?
Mhm.
They do all sorts of tricks. You look at
Mhm.
Uncharted, there's
Mhm.
like lighting,
Mhm.
or like maybe in nature just gonna be like birds at that point there with like
Yeah.
just a spot of light and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you gotta make them feel like they are the
Themselves.
ones who chose to go there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They chose to go there. They're the ones who figured out this off path there. Where
Mhm.
they found treasure,
Mhm.
all that stuff. They want to feel like they did it themselves.
Yeah.
Just like in fighting, also, in combat mechanics and stuff.
Mhm.
Fighting a boss, being able to like beat that boss. The thing is, you actually kind of give them something on a silver platter,
Mhm.
but you gotta make sure that they don't feel like you just gave them a
it to
hand
them,
up.
Exactly. Because they need to feel that they.
Because then it's not
So-
fun, and then they say the
Exactly.
game is too easy.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Let's have
so-
a perfect balance between the two.
Exactly. And if a game is hard or even too hard in some sense, it can be okay. You look at Dark Souls, why does it
Yeah, I
have
was gonna
such
say Dark
critical
Souls, yeah.
acclaim, It's because, for the most part,
Mhm.
the game is responsive.
Mhm.
I would say Dark Souls 2 is kind of like the worst in regards to like responsiveness with the buttons. It's very clunky, there's a lot of startup, lots of recovery. It doesn't feel like, it's
Did you play
reacting.
I didn't play two.
Huh?
I only
Well,
played-
2 is the slowest by
Okay.
miles. It's a lot more clunky and stuff, so it feels clunky. But I mean, it's not a bad game, but it's just it's the most clunky amongst all of them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when it comes to like games, you need like players want immediate feedback, and if the movement is not immediate, it needs to have like a reason. Like this is why broadswords are still a thing in video games, right?
Mhm.
They gotta give you at least a reward if you're doing something that is slow.
Yeah.
The purpose of using a grapple character in a fighting game.
Exactly. You gotta feel like whenever you actually get to land that,
Mhm.
it's satisfying.
It's like Haymaker.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's always like that balance, finding the right balance between like kind of handing it out to the player, or like if you want to make the game difficult, make it difficult. But you
I have a
always.
question to ask you. Then how do you feel? Because I don't know where it is. I think it's at the end. So Ninja Gaiden 3. I think it's the last boss, one of the last bosses. He doesn't have a pattern.
He doesn't have a pattern.
There's no pattern. It's random.
I haven't played Ninja Gaiden 3.
I believe it because it's Ninja Gaiden.
It sounds believable.
I was just like,
Ninja Gaiden.
yeah.
Well, technically speaking, I mean, it can't truly have like a fully random pattern, like a fully random
Like
random.
he might do his most powerful attack right at the beginning. That's what I'm saying. There's like really no.
So his patterns are like very randomized.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think that that's good design. Personally, I don't think that's good design.
It's not fun, or
it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's a very interesting idea, right?
Okay.
I mean, having a boss where you're like, yeah, I can't predict
Study
what's coming.
Yeah.
I can't study. At the same time, does he have quite a limited moveset or not?
It's fair. I think it's very extensive from what I heard. And I'm
Very
like,
extensive.
Just from what I heard, I'm just like, especially knowing the Ninja Gaiden and what's in first one, I'm like, it does not sound fun.
Actually, no. Sorry, I played the third. I just didn't. I never went.
Razor's Edge, not the first one, not because that's the thing. Ninja Gaiden 3, the first one was stupid easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if you got to play it. 3 was stupid easy. You and I played Razor's Edge, which was the complete other spectrum. Like middle ground.
Oh yeah.
Because Gabriel, remember, I got mad.
Yep.
I was just
actually,
like, I'm not having fun with this. And then I delete after Gabriel. Did you even beat the demo? I think you just got a bit further.
Yeah, just a bit, not by much.
It wasn't like it. You once again a demo, which is a demonstration, short for demonstration. Me, Shahid, and Gabriel are playing the demo, trying to beat a demo, not the game,
Exactly.
with half the moves.
But was the demo like a very early demo? Or is it more like a demo that is available for people who may buy the game?
It's for people if you want to buy the game.
Okay, so it does reflect the final product.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay, so yeah.
And like I was just like,
Well, it sounds it's interesting
Mm.
decision, but it's definitely not a fun thing to go through. Because I mean, you're better off having a boss with a very predictable pattern, but that is extremely hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Sigma.
Then there you go. Instead of having a boss that is just random, because the thing is, the player, I mean, it's just like playing Guilty Gear with you. I can beat you sometimes, and I'm still mad I won. Why? Because I feel it was luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to make the player feel like he's lucky. You're gonna make them feel like they've
They
done
have
it,
skill.
they've earned it, and not necessarily always enough skill in that sense, but like when we're talking about lucky. They really gotta feel like they had like at least a certain level of control. Because I mean, if your intention at that point is to make the player feel like they just escaped by the skin of their teeth, it's fine. But it's still gonna feel like they've part of it was them.
Yeah.
A good part of them was them. It wasn't just like, oh wow, I was lucky this time. I got an easy pattern and I was able to beat him. And that's like a really thin line where you always gotta like balance. You fine tune.
exactly.
You keep play testing your game. You get people to test it, and you just get feedback nonstop. Obviously, you also shouldn't like listen to people's feedback all the time, because some people they just they claim like, oh, but this is easy to make. Well, news for you people who thought that game development is easy. It's not.